Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, you are more likely to hear this guy's name in this sort of a scenario, in this sort of a situation, than in the arena that he actually purports to be his calling. I am talking about the chancerman, preacherman. Of course, I am talking about your average 419 guy under the cloak of being a preacher man. The golden boy of that sector, of course, Ap0Stle Suleman. Guys, I bring you this. Ap0Stle Suleman allegedly sleeps with pastor's wife. IGP orders probe. So this is the thing about this particular guy. He cannot seem to keep it within himself and satisfy himself and be happy with the wife that he has already married into his home. We're still in the throes of the drama of Stephanie Otobo. He's a babe in Canada that he goes to service whenever he goes on tour, and then he just dips his hand into the basket of the tithes and offerings and just takes out a word to tell this girl, or rather to give to this girl to go shopping. This was the lifestyle that Stephanie Otobo described not that long ago. And here he is now back in the throes of it again, our Mr. Lover man, aka Suleman, as again, Ap0Stle Suleman allegedly sleeps with pastor's wife. IGP orders probe. So now let's now see what latest Papa Ajasko is being played out by Suleman. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has ordered a probe into allegations that the General Overseer of Omega Fire Ministries International, Ap0Stle Suleman, slept with the wife of one Pastor Mike Davids. The woman, Pastor Faith Edeko, heads the Abuja branch of Omega Fire Ministries in Utako, whilst her husband, Pastor Davids, has left the church. According to correspondence, the IGP conveyed the order in a letter addressed to the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Force Intelligence Bureau Garki, dated January the 5th, 2021. The letter with reference number, so I'm not going to read out the reference number because it does not really add anything to the narrative. The letter with reference number was signed by the Principal Staff Officer 2 to the Inspector General of Police, ACP Ilya Doma. The letter is sequel to a petition written by VC Ezenuga and Associates on behalf of the aggrieved Pastor Davids, who accused Ap0Stle Suleman of threat to life and preventing him from seeing his 3 children. The police letter is titled Re-Criminal Petition Against Ap0Stle Suleman for Enticement of a Married Woman, Adultery, Unlawful Criminal Restraint to Access Children, and Threat to Life. The letter reads in part, I attach herewith a copy of a letter dated December 30th, 2020, with its attachment received from VC Ezenuga and Associates on the above underlined subject. The Inspector General of Police directs that you treat, accept the assurances of my esteemed regards, please. In the petition he sent to the IG, Davids said he met Ap0Stle Suleman in 2003 whilst he was in school. He said they became very close and he was eventually ordained a pastor of Omega Fire Ministries on June 9, 2006 by Ap0Stle Suleman and served the church for over 15 years before his exit in 2019. He attached his pastoral certificate with license number 125 to the petition. In 3 videos posted on Instagram on Sunday, the aggrieved pastor accused Suleman of sleeping with his wife and destroying his marriage. David, who wept in the videos, said he began a relationship with his wife in secondary school and they courted for about 11 years before marriage. He said in 2008 he introduced his wife, who was still his fiancée at the time, to Ap0Stle Suleman, whom he regards as his spiritual father, and she told him that Suleman had been making advances to her and once invited her to Reliance Hotel Benin, but he never regarded it as anything serious. The aggrieved pastor said things finally began to go downhill when he was posted to Osun State in 2010, shortly after the birth of their daughter Michelle in November 2009. The petition said Suleman is setting up a gospel television station, and then said he would need the assistance of his wife, who was an employee of Nigerian Television Authority. He said it was during the visits to Suleman that he eventually slept with his wife, but what made it more painful was that the act was done in the presence of their child. David said, "My wife was a staffer with NTA Iraq, so Apostle Suleman reached out to her that they would need her to build Celebration TV and Rima for living. She would have to shuttle between Osun and Auchi. She came back from Auchi to Osun State and said she wanted to talk to me, that her conscience was pricking her. I asked what it was, and she said that whilst in Auchi, Apostle Suleman lodged her at Uyi Grand Hotel, and he came there and slept with her." And the moment she said that, the first thing that came to my mind was my daughter. I asked where Michelle was when this happened, and she said Michelle was on the bed, pushed aside. And I asked, "You mean you slept with a man with my daughter on the bed?" I had to let it go because there was nobody I could tell, and I couldn't fight with Apostle Suleman. I forgave her, but the amorous relationship continued. One thing I know is that my wife was hypnotized. This is not the woman I got married to, who I knew for 11 years. David said his relationship with Apostle Suleman soon turned sour and he was suspended, but after the suspension was lifted, he refused to return and then started receiving threats from Apostle Suleman. He alleged that when he left the church in July 2019, his wife started to fight with him, and then his wife left the house with their 3 children and relocated to Abuja. The pastor said though estranged, he and his wife remained married because their marriage had not been dissolved by a competent court. David said, "Apostle Suleman has given her a branch of the church in Utako, Abuja to head without my permission. I am calling on Pastor David Oyedepo, Pastor Paul Eneche, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, Pastor Margaret Idahosa, Christian Association of Nigeria, and Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria. Apostle Suleman has damaged my life. I have not seen my wife and children for 2 years, and Apostle Suleman says if I ever go near them, he will have me taken out. I have a video where he said he will make me disappear. I don't want to lose my life." However, his wife, Pastor Faith Ideko, in a video described her husband's allegations as fake blackmail, adding that it was the petitioner that abandoned the marriage, and when her relatives reached out to him, he refused to return home. She said the ordeal affected her health and she even contemplated suicide, but her son stopped her from going ahead with it. Pastor Adeko, who wept in the video, said she never slept with Apostle Suleman, adding that she did not even have easy access to him. She said, "There are recordings which I will upload. You told my brother that I will crawl in the gutters. I told them not to do anything to you, that you are still the father of my kids. At some point, I contemplated suicide. I had written my suicide note. I bought Sniper because I could not fathom how I would live life in so much pain. I won't drag you because of my children. You have done too much and it is enough. I am not hypnotized and I am not under Spell. She said she did not abandon her marriage. Rather, it was her husband who abandoned the family and even demanded a refund of her bride price from her family. She said, I don't know what you hope to achieve. I don't know who paid you, but the only thing I will say is, haven't you done enough? Are you not tired of flogging someone's daughter in pain? You left me in Kano. You called me on a certain day that you were going to leave the marriage. I thought you were bluffing. I called my people and they can testify. My elder brother called you from the UK. You told them you were leaving the marriage. My elder brother told me you were bluffing. I remember I begged you, and then I got to the office and I collapsed, according to what my principal said, because I found myself in a hospital. She said that no one was preventing Pastor David from seeing his children, adding that he lived in the same city with them but had refused to visit. So pretty much a case of a he said, she said. This is usually the narrative, and again the name Pastor Ap0Stle Suleman at the middle of all this, because of course wherever there's any sort of like a sex scandal, this guy's name is never far from the front of it. But is he innocent in this instance is the question, because he said and then she said, and in between there's the truth. But as always is the case with marital strifes, you never really know what the truth is, because half of what the lady is saying will be true and half of what the man is saying will be true. But which bits are true and which bits are not true, and how do you unpick that to put the whole story together? Suleiman's name, of course, in the middle, as it always is. But then, of course, is he innocent in this particular instance? Come share thoughts about all this with me in the comment section. But before you come into the comment section to engage, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, Pastor Ap0Stle Suleman at it again, or easy. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.